Hello there YouTube, what's going on? This is Epic Bigbird, and I'm back with some more Rome 2 Total War Emperor Edition Online multiplayer today for you. Sorry it's been a while since my last video has been posted. It's midterm seasons here in college, so if any of you guys going to college know what I'm talking about. It's about that time of year where we're all busy with exams, so that is the reason for my absence in videos, guys. But got some time to get some footage today, and I got some good footage today of myself playing as Dacia, I believe this is, and my opponent playing as Rome. This is this was a quick battle, and I'm starting to really enjoy these quick battles. I think they're really cool, and I like how the randomness of your opponent and the randomness of the map is nice. Little variety, which is not what I'm used to. But anyways, guys, let's get into this battle. You can see here, I fielded today 2 bow horsemen. I have 1 on each flank. I'm actually going to go up in a tactical view for this, so you can see 2 bow horsemen. I also have 2 noble horsemen, as well as 4 spear horsemen on each flank. I also have 2 Dacian skirmishers, 2 mercenary axe warriors, and 6 armored spears, as well as a noble spear general in the center. My opponent today, who has fielded a Roman army, has brought in 3 vigiles, a triarii, 4 vigiles, excuse me, and then he has 2 praetorian guard, an eagle cohort, an armored legionnaire, 3 armored legionnaires, a legionary cohort. He has 2 legionary cohorts here and here, and then he has a praetorian guard down here, as well as a legionary cohort, praetorian guard, gladiator spearman. Sorry about that, guys. So you can see here my opponent has opted to not bring cavalry today, so I'm gonna have a massive mobility edge, and I'm gonna start playing that right away, because I do know that his sword corps is pretty powerful. These praetorian guard, if I don't leave them unchecked, will be able to destroy my infantry corps. So I've been targeting them, and down here I managed to isolate one of his praetorian guard. So here what you're going to see me do is I'm going to screen this flank of his army, and then I'm going to take a charge into his unbraced praetorians and gladiator spearmen with my noble cav and my spear horsemen. And what you can see here is this is preventing him from reinforcing the fight. And then I'm also still showering them with arrows, as you can see. Now I'm targeting his general with my skirmishers, and I'm really just trying to get the biggest bang for my buck out of my skirmishers right now. And this is forcing him to react and engage, and you can see he's starting to get blobbed up a little bit. His units are kind of getting blobbed. This is good. And he's also, I'm not sure if he noticed this or not, but I've had, you know, a whole right flank of spear horsemen and also axe warriors that he's basically allowing me, he's allowing me to hit this flank. So this is really good. He's basically playing right into the strategy that I want to be using right now, which was to agitate him forward into an assault. I chose the wooded area for my spears because it would minimize the Roman charge even more, and if he decided to throw Pila, my men would gain a cover bonus. Here again, he's allowed me to isolate his praetorian guard, so I'm going to go ahead and screen this half of his army with my 1 spear horseman, and then I'm going to attack his praetorian guard again. But I see here that my spear horseman's not going to last much longer, so I'm actually just going to pull off, and I'm going to wait for a more ideal location. You can see my opponent has brought up his infantry corps to throw javelins, which is a smart decision. But what he should have done here, since he has no cavalry, is he should have pulled these vigiles and triarii to the vigiles and triarii should have pulled them to the rear of the army to protect his rear from rear charges. Over here, he's using a triarii to try and ward off my noble horse. But there I just got another really nice charge into an unbraced praetorian guard, and that's actually going to finish them off pretty much. You can see my spear units are not in shield wall yet, there I dropped shield wall, and I'm gonna move my skirmishers to the flank to help shoot these armored legionnaires. You can see here, let's watch this cav charge without the banners. And this is a Praetorian Guard. You can see he tries to turn and brace it, but that's not really going to help you, honestly, because your soldiers are still going to be unbraced since they're trying to charge. But you can see that was a really devastating charge against those Praetorians, and I'm not going to stick around in the fight. I'm going to pull right out of there. So let's bring the banners back up before he's able to reinforce with the rest of his army. And I'm just going to thread the gap right out. You can see here, over here, I've outflanked him with my mercenary axe warriors. And I'm trying to get them in close to throw javelins, but I'm having a hard time getting them close enough. So I just decided to charge them in. Here my opponent, this is not a good decision. He should not have blobbed his troops right here on my general. He was trying to overwhelm my general, but my noble spear is in shield wall, and he's a commander general, which I just dropped, raised the banner. So his morale is very, very strong, and he's not going to have a hard time defending himself from all of these armored legionnaires. And this is just lining me up for really, really devastating cavalry, shock cavalry charges like this. So that's going to be really punishing for these units. Over here on the right, you can see it's basically the same story. He has Praetorian Guard, but due to the fact that we have more cavalry and more supporting units, we can target them and effectively destroy them. Here he placed a legionary cohort to try and defend his Praetorians, but as you can see, my spear horsemen are going to win a charge, and then I'll be able to support the fight with more spears. And here comes another heavy shock cav charge with noble cav. That's a pretty brutal charge there. You can see just plowing over a bunch of Romans. Pretty brutal. And I'm trying to make sure that I cycle my cavalry out. I don't leave my shot cav in for much longer, so you're going to see me cycle out my calves here soon, and I'm going to replace it right away with another cav charge. So I'm really just like cycle charging his infantry right now, and this is not what you want as Rome. This is, in my opinion, this is a textbook way to destroy Rome with its heavy infantry. This is just classic hammer and anvil right here. This is all it is. And it's doing the job marvelously with these noble spears. The noble spears are down to about half men, and they're dropping quick now, but it's far too late at this point. My opponent allowed me to surround him and isolate him and pick apart his expensive units. And then my opponent also failed to protect his backlines, like I said, against my cavalry. He had the spear units to defend against my cavalry. He just didn't use them properly. Like I said, if he would have held those 4 spear units, and by spear units I'm talking about his 3 Vigilias and 1 Triari, if he would have held them in reserve, I would have had a much harder time cracking through to get to his sword units, and then his sword units probably would have won in a grind out fight against my armored spears. Although the armored spear unit is a very, very good unit, his Praetorians definitely would have won. And he had 3 of them. 3 Praetorian Guard, and an Eagle cohort. The Eagle cohort probably would have won too. These armored legionaries probably would have won as well. Rome has very strong infantry. But you can see I actually managed to negate most of his very, very expensive sword units because he sacrificed his mobility. And then because he sacrificed his mobility and didn't play with his spears properly, I was able to capitalize off of my skirmishing edge and really expend all of my ammo on his most expensive units, and then isolate them with heavy cavalry shock charges. You can see my noble horsemen here, 232 kills with very few losses, 175 kills with moderate losses. Those are really great numbers. My bow horsemen getting 94 kills against armored, like Praetorian Guard. That's what we were firing on. That's a very heavily armored sword unit. Granted, these guys come with heavy shot, and that's what I was using, but still, and 120 kills on this spear horseman is very admirable. And then yes, you can see here my armored spears having no problem really holding out against those Roman soldiers, they could have held out for much longer. And my mercenary axe warriors as well, getting many kills on the flanks. So that's all I really have for you guys today. Really just like a good refresher of tactics, I suppose. Really textbook stuff here, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out this video, guys. Hope you learned something tactical. Hope to see you very, very soon. This has been Epic Bigbird.